my water zodiac signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So today we are doing a check-in for the month of March. So today what we're going to do is we're going to use the Halloween tarot. We're going to get a 3-card spread, so it's going to be up to you for how you want to interpret it, whether or not you want to do it as a past, present, future, or first part of the month, second part, third part, because roughly all of our months have about 30 days. So it breaks down really nice for those 10 days for each card. And then we'll personalize it a little bit to each of your signs by getting a theme card from the archetypes deck. So I'll have those breakdowns a little bit later in the video after we get our first 3 cards from the Halloween tarot here. So let us get started. So this part is for everybody, all of our water zodiac signs. So the Halloween tarot today. I'll get her out here. Okay. So Halloween tarot, please give me the first card for our water zodiac signs, the energy of March. March 2021 card. First card, please. There we go. Okay. That is a reverse Page of Ghosts, which is the Page of Cups. Okay. Second card for March 2022, please, for our water zodiac signs. Thank you. That came out sideways. So we've got 6 of bats, or no, 7 of bats, which is 7 of swords. Okay, last card, please. Third card, please, and final card for March 2022 for our water zodiac signs. I like the Halloween tarot because usually it's pretty fast and kinder than some of my other decks. Okay, last card here. So, ooh, 2 of imps. Okay. So, let's see here, group. Let's see. For our group here, this is, so reverse Page of Ghosts is, again, our Page of Cups. We've got 7 of bats here, not in the reverse, not in the upright. 7 of bats is swords, 7 of swords, and then 2 of imps here is our wands, so 2 of wands. So again, how you can break it down yourself if you decide to. This could be past, present, future energy, or this could be first part of March, second part of March, third part of March. So roughly like March 1st to the 10th, 11th, and then mid, obviously, so that 11 to 20 something, and then 20 to 31st, roughly. So up to you how you want to break it down for yourself here. But let us do a quick little reading here, and then I'll get theme cards for each of the separate signs here for you guys, okay? So let us see. My water signs here. So in March here, we're definitely working through some things here, right? So you're kind of looking at this like past, present, future energy here with our Page of Ghosts. There's definitely some kind of blocks that come through with this card. A little bit of like secrecy, kind of some self-doubt here, which is definitely reflected further with our 7 of bats in the middle here, and especially with it kind of being not in the reverse or in the upright, or it's kind of in between. Like our 7 of bats in the upright is definitely that like lies and betrayal and deceit, but the reverse of that, or it's like, okay, hey, that's not a concern, we're double checking on life, but maybe you're not being lied to, you're lying to yourself with it coming in reverse. However, it's just like that right in between here. So, but with us finishing out with the 2 of imps here as our third card, or future card, or just the end of the month energy in terms of March here for us, our water signs, there's definitely a little bit of like triumph or like figuring it out here. So March, and for most of March, what it feels like for the water signs here for Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, is that it's like, okay, hey, we are figuring ourselves out again. We are like, we've been kind of stuck for a little bit in March, where it's like, okay, hey, I don't know who I am. I don't know what's going on. I'm not sure what I'm trying to do. I can kind of relate is kind of what I'm picking up now, where it's like, okay, hey, it's like, you feel like you don't know who you are. You don't feel like you know what's going on. Everything's just kind of, there's a lot of confusion here, and that showing up in the cards. But good news for the water zodiac signs here for towards the end of March is that we finally kind of get some clarity coming back. We finally get some clarity coming back in with our Two of Imps, and that energy of just like, hey, there's an actual decision finally. There's actually some like clarity and movement forward. So it's like you get with the Two of Wands, you get that presence, that energy, that, well, it's a fire card, right? So that's the Imps is that fire element, and the Wands is the fire element in the zodiac itself. So it's good because it's like, okay, we see cups here, and this is our normal water energy. And then we get some air coming in here with the Seven of Bats, and then we finish out with some fire. So finally some like energy and movement forward. And kind of what it comes down to, right, with this this fire and this energy, that's that finally kind of like we are figuring out our intuition here in this beginning part of March, in this earlier bit of March, and the kind of that past, present, future energy. So the past, present energy for March and that energy coming through, it's like, okay, hey, I don't know what's going on. I haven't been listening to my intuition. I don't know who I am specifically, what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to accomplish. And then we finally get some clarity. There's something that switches here, right? Where it's, especially with the Seven of Bats not being in the upright or in the reverse, where it's like, okay, hey, you're not lying to yourself. It's kind of like teeter-tottering. Here's what it feels like, where it's like, okay, hey, I'm figuring out what is going on with myself, because it's like, okay, if it was in the reverse, it's like we are full on deceiving ourselves, we are full on like just not paying attention to what's going on, not listening to our intuition at all. But it came through with in the sideways here, where it's like, okay, hey, we're trying not to do that, but we're trying not to lie to ourselves, but we're trying not to get lied to either. So hence it coming out sideways for us here. And also very good balancing act is kind of that teeter-totter energy too, right? Where if you look a little bit closer, even for just how the cards are laid out, right? This is in reverse, this is in upright, and then we have one in the middle. So it's that balancing where it's like, okay, hey, this is going down and this is going up. And that energy in March is really, really solid to have, especially as we're coming into spring energy. The spring equinox is on the 20th of March, I believe. So we'll definitely be seeing that new growth and new energy. And that's about where the switch is actually here too, come to think of it. So if we break it down in terms of first part of March, second part of March, this right here, this in between time is literally when the spring equinox starts, right at that 20th, the 20th of March, I believe. Yeah, double check the calendar real quick. It's the 20th of March. And right then and there, when that spring, we switch into that spring where we have the even amount of daylight and nighttime, and it's like, okay, hey, we're finally balancing out again. And this twos are our balance as well. So that energy is present for us here as well, water zodiac signs. Sorry, excuse me. So it's good to see here because it's like, okay, we finally get some clarity, we finally get some understanding, we finally feel rebalanced again, we finally have an understanding of ourselves, what's been going on, to balancing out. We have this teeter-totter effect for balancing out as well, plus spring equinox coming in and the balancing of the day and night cycles. So that finally coming in allows us to make decisions, allows us to, once we have clarity on the situation, move forward in a controlled, focused way. So that is very, very good to see, and good energy coming out here for us, water zodiac signs. So let us break this down a little bit more. So down below here, I'll move these up. I will have the timestamps for the different signs, so you can skip to your little second part of the reading here, okay? So break it down, and let's use our Wild Unknown archetypes deck now. Okay, Wild Unknown, please give me the theme for Cancer for March of 2022. What is the theme for Cancer for March 2022 in relation to the 3 cards from the Halloween Tarot? Oh, got some on the floor here. Okay. Top card right here. Top card is the Mystic. Ooh, look at that. Look at that eye. Look at that what looks like a moth. We won't take them, but we also have the creator and the sustainer. So that is interesting energy here. Okay, we'll just kind of hang out over here. I'll keep that in mind. Okay, so our Mystic card for you, Cancers. So Cancers here with our Mystic card coming out, and with the Halloween tarot energy out as well. We're definitely, for you, March is more focused on a lot of internal spiritual work. Mystic coming out is definitely that more shaman, psychic energy. I think there is a shaman card specifically in this deck as well, but so the Mystic's a little different for connecting to those other worlds, connecting to other places and energies and people and nature, all that kind of tied in together here. So the process that is broken down here with the Halloween tarot in March, with kind of the self-deception here. This is a shadow work actually for in your case, Cancer. A lot of shadow work going on here, because that is definitely a place where we lie to ourselves, right? That's definitely a place where we are deceiving ourselves, where we get our blocks come out of. This Page of Ghosts here. A lot of creative blocks come out from our shadow side and things that we don't want to face within ourselves, and especially our Seven of Bats here, that lying and self-deception, that leans this a little bit more towards the reverse versus the upright in this case. And then, so this energy here of the Mystic and really working with ourselves, working with the light and the dark in ourselves, and really figuring ourselves out and down to the core here. So we see a lot of eye symbology here in the Mystic card, the eye being that window to the soul, right? And we see a lot of fire energy as well coming out with this moth figure. And in the description book for the archetypes deck, the Mystic talks about specifically connecting with that fire energy and connecting with that creativity. So that's our Two of Imps coming out over here, right? That's that confidence and courageousness and decision-making process and that rebalancing. So the rebalancing especially is very, very relevant for you here, Cancer, with the cards in this kind of teeter-totter that I was talking about, and that spring equinox. Spring equinox is going to be a big deal for you, Cancer. That energy of spring, that new growth coming in, right? Growth is creativity. Growth is that fire. That's a creation energy. So more of that fire coming out, the Mystic and the Two of Imps, all that kind of tying in together. And look at what we have over on the other sides that came out with this card. We have the Creator, so creation energy, fire energy, and then the Sustainer, which is that building and maintaining of that energy after it is grown and after it is built. So that's kind of that energy moving forward as you go into summer and the next parts of the year here, okay? So I'll just kind of have those still off to the side a little bit here. But the Mystic energy coming out for you, Cancer, is very, very relevant in terms of working with your light and dark, okay? So it's very easy to work with the light, our strengths, our positive aspects of ourselves. Much, much more difficult to work with our shadow, more negative aspects. But working with that, working through that potential dark night of the soul, where we have our pain and trauma and triggers, working with those areas in your life here is going to be super beneficial, because it helps balance everything back out and it makes you stronger as a whole. So if you think that there's always positive and negative, that's just how life works. And it's not positive and negative as in bad necessarily, but there is always an equal and opposite reaction to everything. So we have light and we have dark, we have positive, we have negative, we have the moon, we have the sun, we have water, we have fire, earth and air, all those are equal and opposites and help balance each other out in the long run. So we see that energy even mirrored just in the cards here itself, right? Or that I was talking about with this being in the reverse, this being in the upright, and that energy moving like this. This is our water, this is our fire here, and that movement for balancing again there. So the Mystic comes together and balances that energy out for us here. And we see it again, so that blue energy, that kind of more water energy in the eyes, this moth here having more of that sun, solar, fire energy. And we see that balancing right here as well. This is very, very similar for that balancing in those two pieces of a whole. So for you, Cancer, for March specifically of 2022, you are working through a process of figuring out your shadows, figuring out where you are deceiving yourself and where you need to grow. And as spring comes into the energy of the planet, you'll have a lot more clarity and focus as you're moving forward, because you'll have discovered more about yourself and you are able to integrate all this different energy, that positive energy, that negative energy, that light and shadow energy all together. You'll be able to balance that out within yourself and be able to move forward in a very positive way and a very strong way, and have this mystic energy and be able to use that for others. So Cancer, that's all I have for you. Let me move on to the next groups now. I will see you next month. Bye. Hello, Scorpio. So let us get your theme here for 2022, March of 2022. So we've got our 3 cards up on the top here. Let's see what that specific theme is for you for this month. Okay, Archetypes deck, please give me the theme for Scorpio for 2022. Theme for Scorpio for March of 2022. Thank you. The Flame. Okay. The ones that kind of came out with it, we have Agape too, and then the Stone. So just something to kind of keep in mind here. I'll put them kind of up top and off to the side here. I only do that because we had the same thing happen with Cancer with multiple cards coming out. So we will just have those off to the side so we can keep them in mind. But let's look at this Flame card here for you, Scorpio. So for you here, Scorpio, with our Flame energy coming out, there is definitely a call for you here in March of 2022 to, so to speak, reignite the flame, right? Reigniting that passion in your life, that sense of purpose, that sense of energy and vitality, the thing that gives you vitality, that gives you energy, the thing that makes you passionate and enjoy life here, right? So with our themes from the Halloween tarot up here for the month of March, the kind of energy breakdown here, there's definitely we got stagnated at some point here with our Page of Ghosts, where that flame here, it kind of trickled down. It got really, really small. It might have even gone out for some of you. So we have that, definitely that block, maybe creative blocks specifically, but definitely roadblocks and things that were in the way and kind of dousing and making your flame go down and like minimizing it, right? So what I'm kind of getting in my head here is this like Page of Ghosts just like pouring the water on the flame out of the cup here. So really just like it feels like you got not quite beat down spiritually, but that's kind of the energy where like your creativity just took a really hard beating here for you, Scorpio, where it's the passion that you had for something, the passion that you had for life, your career, maybe a relationship, something like that. Something took a really hard hit because you ran into a lot of problems and roadblocks and miscommunications. We did come out of Mercury retrograde here recently, so that might have been much more difficult for you potentially, Scorpio, with that energy of miscommunication that comes with that retrograde specifically. And we're also in a Venus retrograde, if I remember correctly, as well. So that energy just took a hard hit for it here. But where Seven of Bats comes in with this deception energy here is you were trying to trick yourself. You're like, okay, nope, everything's fine. The candle is completely fine. It's still burning bright. I'm fine. Nothing's wrong. It's okay. What I'm getting in my head, if anybody's seen Encanto with the abuela and her pretending that nothing's wrong, right? And the flame of the candle for the casita, for the house, is still strong and there's no issues there, right? And ignoring all the problems around her and all the issues that she was causing herself by just trying to maintain this image, maintain this self-deception in this case, right? So this flame really burns down very, very low for you, Scorpio, is what it feels like. At least before March and kind of in the beginning of March, this is where we're trying to recover this energy here. March is all about you kind of rediscovering this and kind of helping put fuel back into this flame, into this fire here for yourself, because we do accomplish it with our Two of Imps over here, which is very interesting. The Two of Imps being that fire energy. We see these fires burning very, very bright at the top of the wands here, in this case the posts of the Two of Imps card, and the coming to a realization and that clarity. So usually it's going to, for most of us, like I was saying, it's going to be that spring equinox is going to be a big transformational energy for at least for water signs so far, it looks like. But coming into that energy of boldness and originality and inventiveness with our Two of Imps over here for your either the last half of March or just kind of that third quarter energy, that kind of future energy. Not quarter, third quarter. I said third as if like there's another quarter, but third period, I'll say in terms of sports, third period of March for our more kind of futuristic energy here. So your flame energy here for you, Scorpio, I mean, I can't think of a more relevant sign that would have fire energy probably in terms of the water versus than a Scorpio. Scorpios have a lot of that passion and drive to them as well, but yours got watered down a little bit, and that flame died down quite a lot for you. And now coming back into March, you're finally getting that energy back. You're finally getting that vitality back, and that growth of the flame comes back, especially with that spring equinox energy here for you as well, Scorpio. So just know as you're kind of working through this process here and you're figuring it out, that you will figure it out first off. So we see this kind of like aha light bulb moment kind of shining out of the flame card here. Once you realize kind of where you've lost it, where you are deceiving yourself that you are okay or things are fine or that things are the way they've always have been, that everything's okay. Once you stop lying to yourself and stop deceiving yourself for this, you can actually start growing this flame again. And that realization comes, and you'll work with that spring equinox energy of new growth and rebalancing, and bring balance back into your life again with this Two of Imps energy, and move forward very strongly and almost, it's not quite aggressive, but very confidently with a lot of vitality and energy again, because you'll have the ability to add a lot of fuel to your own personal flame, rediscovering that passion and purpose in yourself. Okay, so Scorpio, that is the energy I have for you here. So just keep this in mind as you're going through March. It's going to be a little bit difficult in the beginning, potentially here for you. You're still kind of working through some things, but as you work through and get through it, you'll come out much, much stronger on the other side, feeling much more thrilled with life and feeling that energy and vitality through your whole self as you get towards the end of the month of March. Okay. So that's all I have for you, Scorpio. I will see you next month, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye. Hello, Pisces, my last water sign. So let us get your theme for March 2022 here in relation to our Halloween tarot energy up here. So Archetypes deck, please give me the theme for Pisces for March 2022. Like that. The storm. Okay. Let us see here. So the storm is our top energy with the threshold also. We'll have that kind of over here. So keep that in mind, but the storm card. So for you Pisces for March of 2022, there's definitely been some things going on with you, hasn't there? That it feels like with the storm card coming out, there's definitely a lot of tumultuous energy here. In the guidebook, the storm card is described as similar to the tower in the tarot. So the energy here, the storm is actually, in addition to like similar to the tower, is, while not a fun energy to go through by any means, it is a very helpful energy in the long run. Not a fun process as you're going through it, but what happens with the storm and the tower itself is how it describes it too is it's the result of what has happened, not the cause of it. So the foundations of our life, whatever's kind of going on, the situation, were always shaky to begin with. So the storm comes in, and has all those powerful winds and the lightning and the thunder and all this energy, and it's going to take down whatever was not structurally sound to begin with. So the energy here in terms of tying in with our tarot up here with our Halloween tarot, the Page of Ghosts, is you think about that, those creative blocks and energy, right? There's something here, especially the Seven of Bats, that was not stable as it was anyway. There's a lot of instability here. There was a lot of self-deception, a lot of energy of, what's the right word here? It just wasn't structurally sound. There was not a good foundation for whatever this energy was for you before March, and even in the beginning of March over here with these all these 3 cards coming out right here for you Pisces. So Pisces, there's definitely I know we just went through Pisces moon recently as well. I remember I kind of felt that energy a few days ago. I'm filming this on the 9th of February. So I think it was 2 or 3 days ago at this point. That Pisces energy was kind of difficult myself to go through. So if that's just even a fraction of kind of what you're feeling here, Pisces, I get it. There's a lot going on. So definitely what I was talking about with the question of self and figuring out who you are, right? The very foundation of who you are as a person is something you might be questioning here. So things that you thought were true about yourself, things that you thought were just completely just like, this is the case, this is who I am, this is what's going on, is completely shaken up by the storm energy for you here, Pisces. And what the storm energy does come in to do, though, however, is that the things that are left standing after the storm are the things that are structurally sound, are the things that you can build a solid foundation on again. It's an equalizer. It helps rebalance everything in your life, and that's that Two of Imps energy coming out here, especially as we get into spring, that new growth. Twos also, of course, being balanced. And storm energy, well, definitely a lot of water energy for sure. And this is good because this is our water zodiac group, one of the water zodiac signs. There is a lot of what kind of feels like fire energy there, right? There's a lot of power and destruction, and fire can very much be that way as well. But with lots of destruction and breaking down of things comes the opportunity for new growth. Again, that spring equinox coming in, and that clearing of the old in order to bring in the new as well. So that fire energy here with our Two of Imps is that fire, that creativity, that creation energy as well. And this also ties in very well. All 3 water signs, their themes are very, very similar and kind of tie in with lots of destruction of old things in our lives and bringing forth new energy and lots of flame and water. There's, for a water zodiac group, it's very interesting how much fire energy is here as well. So there's a lot of balancing here for all 3 zodiac signs, but for you specifically, Pisces, of rebalancing yourself in terms of the water and the fire here, the things that you're passionate about, your purpose, and whatever's been happening in your life here, Pisces, that is, you know in your heart, right? You know in your intuition deep down that it hasn't been working, it's not working, it's not going to work. And it is going to be better for you to end it yourself and move forward than to let the universe do it. Because that's when this storm energy comes in. That's when this tower energy comes in through the tarot, is when the universe takes it out of your life itself versus you making the choice to do it. The process is much more painful when the universe has to force your hand versus you making the choice and going about it through free will. But either way, at the end, as we get into the end of March and coming into the next month here, or that kind of future energy of this energy specifically here, there's going to be a lot more openness and freedom and opportunities for growth and confidence and moving forward and making great strides and finding passion and purpose again. And the storm comes in to knock all the rest of it down, make sure that that is all clear, it forces that destruction, so you have to clean up all the pieces, and then that leaves you the opportunity to build on what's actually truly important, what is that purpose and passion for you here with the Two of Imps and moving forward. Okay, Pisces? So I'm sorry, it's going to be a little bit of a tumultuous month for you, especially in the beginning, it feels like. And maybe this is what you've already been going through. So this is that last little bit, and that's that Seven of Bats coming out, not in the upright or in the reverse, where it's like, okay, you could lie to yourself, you could go upright if you're not careful, or reverse if you're not careful, but don't let it. You have the free will and option here, and your intuition telling you, hey, this is what's important, this is what we're trying to do, this is what we're working towards, ultimately what we're working towards over here. So don't deceive yourself. Let that energy actually ride out and be what it's supposed to be. And embrace the storm energy. Storms, while very destructive, can also be very thrilling at the same time. I personally really love thunderstorms. I love the feel of the lightning and the thunder in the air. So there is some fun and energy here that can be embraced. And while the destruction process is not usually fun, you can make it a little bit more enjoyable if you so choose. So keep that in mind, Pisces. That energy is also here for you. So very interesting difference here for all three of our water zodiac signs. But Pisces, that's all I have for you today. I will see you next month. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.